Welcome everybody. Who's ready for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix? Are we in for a good one? I really bloody well hope so, guys. I really do hope so. Hey Marlon, hey Cat. Zomilla, welcome buddy. Good to see you and everyone else who is here. Let's get ready for Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. An interesting grid. Interesting grid. I was very surprised when I was out yesterday. Keeping an eye on the goings on. Hey Jockey, welcome buddy. Good to see you. So, I've just got back from seeing the mum on Mother's Day. So, I need to catch up on a bit of information, actually. Let's have a catch up of Twitter. See what is occurring. Why can I hear myself back? Is there an echo? Oh no. My girlfriend's got the stream up. That's why I can hear an echo. I can hear an echo. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. What did we do when we were out? I went for a nice brunch with the missus yesterday and some drinks. So yeah, it was nice. Nice to get out in London. So let's have a look. I want to see what the tyre strategy is saying today, guys. Let's have a look at Pirelli. What are they saying is the strategy for today? I really hope it's going to be a two-stop. Let's have a look. A one-stop or a two-stop? Okay, right. Let's have a look at this, guys. Let's analyze this and see what this says. Yeah, London boy, just outside London. Right, so I'm just going to close chat for a minute. So, here we are. This is what Pirelli are saying. The quickest is a one-stopper. That's a shame. Slowest is a two-stopper. Okay. So, it's basically one-stopper. But, saying that though, we know that Saudi Arabia has very up and down races in regards to safety cars, red flags, etc. So we'll see. I don't expect it to be as simple as this throughout the race. How did George Russell turn into turn one? Hang on. Christian Horner saying it'll be a hell of a drive if Max Verstappen makes the podium. I think he'll win it. Because I think what we're going to get today, guys, is I think a lot of people are going to just let Max Verstappen go past. I don't think they're going to fight too hard because of the speed difference that that car has. And I think he'll make his way up very quickly. So let's have a look at what tyres everyone has available. So Max has 2 brand new set of soft tyres available to him. Lando Norris has 3. Wow. Norris hoping to get through the field as quick as he can. Obviously, poor qualifying from him yesterday. Piastri has got no brand new set of soft tyres available. That might hurt him a little bit. But Perez has 2 brand new sets of medium tyres compared to the Ferraris, who have a 1. So, varying strategies possibly going to be used here today. Interesting. Now, Perez, no brand new set of soft tyres to use at the start of the race. Could that affect him off the line and get launched by Alonso? But Alonso doesn't have... Wow. Alonso... They don't even have a new set of hard tyres, Aston Martin. Oh, that might hurt them today. compared to the Mercedes, who have a brand new set of hard tyres and 2 brand new set of mediums. Aston Martin, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look great. They've only got 1 brand new set of new tyres in total. That's intriguing. Leclerc have a grid penalty? Yes, he does. So we can come off of this. And we can open up chat. And hang on, as I'm altering this. Yeah, pretty sure it's 10 place grid penalty. Yes, so Leclerc is starting it in 12th position because he qualified second, didn't he? He qualified second. So he's got a 10 place grid penalty. Russell up in 3rd position, Sainz in 4th, Stroll 5th, Ocon 6th, Hamilton in 7th. Oof. Not good for Hamilton. It is, but I have no clue what it means. I would like anyone other than a Red Bull car to win today. Tin Can. Because I just think it'd be good for the season if a non-Red Bull car wins. So, I mean, who wouldn't like to see an Alonso win? Love to see Fernando Alonso win. I just... This man right here, though, Verstappen down in 15th, I just still think he's going to win this race. Let's get a poll up. Yeah, I'll get a poll up. Hang on. Let's get a poll up. And we'll see who everyone thinks is going to win the race. Will Smith is on the grid. Make sure you don't slap no one. Just saying. Hang on. Right. Verstappen. Perez. Alonso? I think Alonso is fair to say. Shall we say George Russell? George Russell, and that's all I can do, really. I think they're the ones who are really possibly going to win this race. Just a poll who we think we will and who won't. Well, we'll do this one first. Who we think will win. But yeah, welcome everyone. Hope you're doing well. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you can. We're currently on 7 likes and there's over 30 of you in here. Come on, smash the like button. Also, I want to say a big thank you to everyone. We hit over 10,000 subscribers this weekend. Massive milestone that I didn't think we'd ever achieve. So a big thank you, guys. Obviously, these watch-alongs been a huge reason for that. George. I think George... So Mercedes actually has a decent race car, it seems, on their race runs. From the data analysis that I've seen, or from the guys who've broken down the data analysis, they say that the Mercedes is actually a pretty good race car. So I think George Russell is probably well suited here today. Those Aston Martins only having 1 brand new set of medium tyres out of every single compound available to them, I think could hurt them today. Could hurt them. The fact that Lewis, that basically both of the Mercedes have a brand new set of hards and 2 brand new sets of mediums, I think is really going to benefit them today compared to the Aston Martins. I didn't realise they'd used so many tyres. Evening, Javier. Welcome, buddy. I voted Max even though I'm rooting for Alonso. Yep, my head says Max, even though he's in 15th position. Because you have to remember, the only guy here, up until he gets into like the top 7, who's going to stop him, is Leclerc. Bottas is going to let Max through. Magnussen's going to let him through. So is Zhou, Hulkenberg, Gasly, because Max isn't their race. They know they don't have the pace to keep the Red Bull behind. It was just going to end up ruining their own race strategy. Evening, Veronica. Welcome, buddy. TZ, good to see ya. Oh, you've done me a lovely lunch. Look at that. Nice chicken bagel just before we start, guys. So apologies that I'm eating. I haven't eaten anything today. Lovely. Well, I had to go and see the mother today. But let's see on Twitter if there's anything happening. Martin Brundle's doing his grip walk. I mean, you realise when he's doing the grip walk how tight the actual start-finish straight is in Saudi Arabia. Enjoy my lunch. Thanks, guys. Thank you. What a great service. I know. She is great like that. Got the stream up as well, supporting the stream. Hi, Rick. Welcome. In real life, are they allowed one defensive move? Yes, one defensive move only. So they can't do... They're allowed to weave, but they're only allowed to... I think they're only allowed to make 2 or 3 weaves. And then one defensive move as they're going down like into the braking zone. And you can't move under braking. So... Oh, this is hitting the spot. But this site, Rayman, is F1 Live. So we are on F1 Live. We have the live track map. We have the live data. Lap time, gap, intervals, what tyres they're on. 5 minutes from the start of the race, they will take off their tyre blankets and we'll see exactly what tyres everyone is going to be starting on. So that's always intriguing. Max has got a brand new set of... He's got 2 brand new sets of softs available to use, so he will be starting on the soft. That is for sure. Wonder if anyone... I imagine everyone is going to start on the grippiest on a set of softs. That's what I think everyone's probably going to start on, because they want a good launch down into the first corner. Let's have a look at that image again. What did Pirelli say? So Pirelli said the fastest lap, or sorry, the fastest stop is medium tyre, and then the second quickest is another one stop, which is starting on the softs. The thing is, are people going to gamble on the soft tyre starts? Because there is always a safety car here, sometimes even a red flag. It means that they're then able to nullify that one stopper. So, weirdly, only one DRS zone. No, there's 2. There's 2. So you've got the start main straight, and you've got the one at the back here. This is an interesting corner today, guys. Turn 22 and 23. Very fast left-right chicane. Seen guys lock up and go off there. Well, I say lock up. They haven't locked up. They've gone off at turn 22 all week. In practice, in qualifying. It's a very fast corner, very high loaded corner. Changes directions very quick. I'm suspecting today we're going to see a crash at turn 22 today. I think that's what we're going to see. Heard it here first. This track, any track on iRacing with walls is a nightmare. Even the ASUS with no new softs. They've only got one set of medium brand new tyres. Seen lots of spins this week and the wall is often close, yeah. Well, this is the thing, is that there's not a lot of room for error. There's some corners where they've made the runoff area a little bit wider, down in turn 13 and down in the last corner. But generally, through the first sector, it's walls everywhere, especially through here. This is where we see incidents and why there's red flags that come out. And then all of this back straight, it's just like walls everywhere. Do think this is not safe enough for F1? Yeah. Long Beach isn't too bad. God, you like the carnage, don't you, Jamal? Oh, thank you. just giving me more water as well. This is 5-star service today, guys. Gonna be a good day. Why is Leclerc in 12th? Yes, he got a 10-place grid penalty for changing already his ICE unit. So any other change he makes to it throughout the year, he's going to have to take a penalty, which is why it doesn't bode well for Ferrari later on in the year. I apologise, but I am eating while on stream, guys. This wasn't the plan. Didn't Max hit the wall here during quali last year? Yes, he did at the last corner. The lap that people continually seem to say is the best of all time, yet wasn't completed. I'm just saying. The race starts in 15 minutes. It starts on that. No, less than that. 13 minutes. Starts on the hour, wherever you are in the world. Perez would just be too fast. Yeah, I think so. I think even though Perez isn't as quick as Verstappen, he's got too much pace in that Red Bull for Alonso or Russell to do anything. The only way they're going to win this race is if they launch Perez off the line, they get ahead of him, and Perez gets caught up and catches some damage. That's the only way that I can see anyone else other than Perez not running away with this race. But saying that, I still think Max will catch Perez. I still think Max will win this race, but I don't think Alonso has an opportunity to catch Perez on pace alone, if that makes sense. So basically, I think Max is going to win this race. I think there will be team orders for Max once he catches up to Perez. And unless Perez is already like 20, 30 seconds down the road. But we've seen stranger things happen when it comes to team orders. I still think it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2. That's basically what I'm trying to say. They've just got so much pace, it's ridiculous. He will do, Jamal, I think. He will do. He shouldn't, but I think he will. Because it's only the second race, and he needs to put his foot down. If he is like, let's say Max does get up to second place and Perez is 30 seconds ahead, there's no way whatsoever that team orders should be enforced. What the hell happened to Max in Q2? He had a drive shaft issue, so they had to retire the car. I think he made a statement about that, referring to Brazil. Well, yeah, but I think Red Bull read him the riot act, to be honest, after Red Bull, and I think Perez knows where he stands, or they put him in his place. Max is an all-in guy, so I think he will win or DNF. Probably. I think realistically, they already know that their championship, Perez is fighting Max this year. I say loosely fighting Max this year. Max knows that the only person he's really going to fight for a championship this year is his teammate, because they've got such a much better car. That was lovely. I'm fully stocked up, guys, for the race. I'm unfortunately probably right, yeah. Do I think... Sorry, I saw a comment someone said about, is Ricciardo better than Piastri? And will Norris beat Piastri? I think Piastri, as long as the car holds out, I think Piastri is in quite clearly a good position to beat Norris today. Norris has got a lot to do down in 19th. It's not like Norris is in a Red Bull car like Max Verstappen, but can just breeze past the cars ahead. That McLaren's going to struggle to make its way through. The thing is that Norris has, give me a second, Norris has 3 sets of brand new soft tyres. The only other person who has that many is Tsunoda in 16th position. Alex Albon has 2. Sargent behind him has 1. So Norris has considerably a lot more soft tyres for use compared to the others around him. Now, where that will come into benefit is that, as we know, safety cars are prominent at this circuit in the 2 years we've been here. We've had red flags every single time as well. Some of these guys who have only got used soft tyres, he's able to put on a brand new set of soft tyres on a restart. Norris is going to be lethal off the line. So that's one of the only benefits of qualifying where he did, that he's got those tyres. Of course, he wants to be up where Piastri is in Q3. But I think Piastri's got a good opportunity today. Would I say Piastri is better than Daniel Ricciardo? Well, no, because Piastri's in his first season of F1. Daniel Ricciardo proved that he was a great driver, won plenty of races. Shame that he's not around anymore. Hopefully we see him back. But yeah, time can only tell. You can't compare rookies to seasoned F1 professionals who've pretty much had a full F1 career and won races. So, but he's got a lot of potential, Piastri. Plus, little claim to fame here, guys. I have crashed into Piastri in a Formula 3 race on iRacing. So that is my claim to fame. You can go and search for that video on YouTube. It is out there. I still think he crashed into me. I'm just saying. Whose fault? I still think it was his. Who would you draft in your team if you could choose? 41-year-old Nigel Alonso. How old was Nigel Mansell when he won his championship? His last championship. Was he 38? 39. Was he still even racing at 41? I'm not sure if he was. But yeah, Fernando Alonso, because sports science has just progressed so much over the last 20, 30 years. And that's why we're going to see drivers now, or you can see drivers like Alonso still performing to the ability that he is. Like P2 in F1 with all these young guns at 41 years of age. He was 41 and 93. I was 2. Just to put it in comparison. So, Yosi, will you see anything? So you will not see television coverage. Unfortunately, copyright here in the UK means I cannot show Sky TV coverage or F1 coverage. What I can show you is the track map here and the relative, all of the tyre data, and of course I will be giving my own commentary on the goings on as well. I try my best. And yeah, that's why I've got my water, so that my throat stays lubricated throughout these next couple of hours. No outright winning on the poll. Oh, I forgot I even put the poll up. Let's have a quick look. Where are we? So, 81 votes, guys, and 36% of you think Verstappen is going to win this race. Absolutely crazy. Just shows the testament of like the car Red Bull have made, and obviously talent Max is. Perez 34%. Oh, it's changing a little bit. Alonso 23% and Russell 7%. I do think something needs to go wrong for Perez. Or just in general, I still think something needs to go wrong for both Red Bulls, for either one of them not to win. I don't think Alonso, or Aston Martin or Mercedes, and Carlos Sainz that no one's mentioned, I don't think any of them have got the outright pace to win this race. So, just ended the poll. 34% joint Verstappen and Perez. Nalak, thank you for the subscribe, buddy. Much appreciated. And anyone else who's subscribed during this stream so far, really appreciate it. If you can hit the like button, It really helps push the stream forward. We are only 5 minutes away from the race starting. We should be getting, any second now, the tyre blankets come off of the cars so we can see what everyone's starting on. I fully expect to see softs everywhere. Some of them may go for... Actually, it'd be intriguing if any of them down the back of the grid plan for a hard tyre, or if they go for the medium tyre, try and go a little bit longer. Pirelli is saying the fastest strategy is a medium tyre, so, or medium to hard, so we'll see. Love for Science to be on the podium. He was 11 years old when he did that. I feel like Russell's going to go bowling. Ooh, he's going to do a Bottas, is he? Here's hoping, Night Trooper, here's hoping, fingers crossed, no more DNFs for Ferrari, eh? Couple of minutes, Gorilla. Literally, just 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes. We are nearly there for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Race number 2. Ooh. I mean, it's treacherous. The first couple of laps are going to be treacherous for Max. Because people, yeah, they're going to be aware of him, but need to run their own race as well. It's tight. We will see. Right, put that there. Wish you could ghost race versus wheel drivers. Yeah. Oh, here we go. No. Wow, Hamilton's on the hard tyre. Hamilton. Oh. Even Max isn't starting on a soft. Max is starting on a medium. Norris using one of those 3 sets of brand new softs he has available. That is intriguing. Okay, Hamilton on the hard tyre, guys. I mean, Hamilton hasn't looked comfortable in this car all week. He's even said that himself. So, let's have a quick look at the... So, Pirelli have said that starting on the hard tyre is not one of... It's not even suggested by them. So, Mercedes are gambling that there's going to be no incidents. Mercedes are gambling that there's going to be no incidents and that they can run long on the hard tyre. Maybe there'll be incidents later on in the race and then switch onto a softer tyre. And then they've got track position after the first round of pit stops. That's really what Mercedes are hoping for with Hamilton, is that first round of pit stops come along, Hamilton gains track position, is up in first position or whatever, and then there's a pit stop. Then there's a safety car. And he's on a softer tyre, and he's got that track position. So we'll see. So you see the hard tyre as a conservative approach. I see it as a gamble, yeah. I see that they're not, to me, that indicates Hamilton's not comfortable in that car and that he can't make his way further up the grid on pace alone. And that they're hoping he can gain track position and then there's an incident, a yellow flag or a safety car of some sort that allows him to have track position and get a free pit stop. And then he's out front. And then he'll probably move naturally further back at this upon the restart. But that's how I see that. Lewis is going to drop spots at the start, guys. Just preparing you all. I'm just letting you all know that Lewis is most likely going to lose positions at the start of this race. But he's playing a longer game. Charles Leclerc going aggressive on the soft tyres. But medium tyres, we'll see. Come on, Oscar. Yeah, good to see Oscar Piastri put in a showing as well. But we are only just... it's 5 o'clock now. They should be pulling away. Here we go. Yeah, on the dot. So they're away for their formation lap, guys. Oh, what tyres is Alonso on? Medium tyres, guys. Medium tyres, as you can see here. But keep an eye out on Charles Leclerc. Soft tyre in the middle of everyone here on soft tyres. Lando Norris as well knows he needs to make up positions. 3 new soft tyres available for him to use today. Hey, Danny boy, welcome, mate. Good to see you, mate. Do I think Verstappen will make a comeback? Yes. I still think it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2. My bet is still on Max winning this race. I think he's got that much pace in this car. Stranger things have happened. So, we'll see. It's kind of annoying it's so small. Yeah, I mean, I do wish I could make it larger, guys. I can do here, but it blocks off a bit, doesn't it? Unfortunately. I mean, I do that, and it, yeah, just zooms it in, so apologies. Maybe keep it like that. I can't move this, unfortunately. Is that okay? Do you mind that? Do you mind that there? Not being able to see the last corner, or would you like it just a touch smaller? It's okay, like, what, like I've got it now? This is good, yeah? This is much better. I mean, it's only the last corner we can't truly see there. It's just a shame that I can't move these. Beg, this is a spicy race. I really do hope it is as well, James. Yeah, I really do. Just before the race is about to start, guys, as they are on their formation lap, if you can please hit that like button. We've got over 100 of you in this stream right now. Hitting that like button, getting over 100 likes really helps push the stream. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We are doing every watch along, every race that we can. Lots of races this year. But we'll see. So, to be honest, no one is really going to make overtakes into the last corner anyway. Because the DRS line has now been moved to just after the last corner. So we won't see any of the DRS games that we saw last year between Max and Charles. So here they go, guys. Lining up on the grid. Ooh. Let's hope it's a good one. Let's hope it is a good one, guys. Here we go. So, as they line up, thank you for the sub, Carmania. Much appreciated. And anyone else. Who should win today, according to you? Oh, anyone who should win. I think my head says Verstappen's still going to win this. My heart says Alonso to win it. So, road to 50k. Yeah, here's hoping. Right, as they come up forming on the grid, Perez been waiting quite a while, it seems. Wonder if his tyres have cooled a lot there. Will he struggle to get off of the start? Keep an eye on Hamilton. Unfortunately, I see him moving a little bit further back down the grid on those hard compound tyres. Leclerc and Norris expect them to get that use of the extra grip. It's a short run down into turn one, as we know, very tight, similar to Singapore. We could see it coming together, and they are all lined up now, and lights are on, and it's away. We go, and they're off, and it seems like they're all holding station as they head down to the short turn one. Really tight, and Alonso has jumped Perez into the first corner. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. He has got ahead of Perez into the first corner. Really, really essential for Alonso as they head through the very fast first sector. Let's see if they can maintain it. He's already putting out a little bit of a gap. It seems like everyone is holding station. Max hasn't been able to gain any positions as Albon loses a position to Tsunoda. Norris has gained a position up on De Vries on those soft tyres, and Leclerc has gained 2 positions already. Really good for him on those soft tyres. Needs to make the most of them as Stroll gets straight past Sainz into P4, and Perez made a very bogged down start there, and Alonso just sweeped round the inside of him. Absolutely brilliant to see. So Alonso and Perez already pulling away from Russell, and Stroll, who has Sainz all over the back of him. Verstappen still in 15th position. I thought he would have gained a few more positions at the start, but of course, DRS not available until another couple of laps. And Piastri has gained back past Leclerc, and then Leclerc has got it back on those soft tyres. Leclerc now hunting down Gasly on the mediums. Hamilton actually doing okay. I take it back, guys. I take it back. I really thought Hamilton would lose a few positions at the start, being on the hard compound tyre. But great move by Stroll around the outside of turn 13 as we finish the first lap, and Piastri is back up into P10. Alonso is being all slipstreamed by Perez down into the first corner. Has he been able to overtake him? No, but I swear Perez definitely got alongside Alonso there as they went into T1. But these two are putting a gap from George Russell, 1.7 seconds already from the guys behind. It's all aboard the Russell train, it seems, at the moment, with Stroll, Sainz, Ocon and Hamilton behind. And Gasly. And Piastri's in the pits. Piastri's in the pit lane. What has happened to Piastri? Has he had contact? Has Piastri had contact? Is that why he dropped further back? He's on the hard tyres. Why has Piastri pitted so soon? So Perez and Alonso went side by side into the first corner. Leclerc is now up into 9th position because of Piastri. I'm just trying to keep... Oh, there's some debris on track. There is debris on track. So I think Piastri caught front wing damage. Yeah, front wing damage. Had the front wing change. That's a shame for Piastri. Just waiting for TV coverage to catch up and show a replay. But here we go again. Alonso and Perez coming up to the last corner. DRS is engaged round that last bit there. DRS not available now until this lap. So I don't think he gets it down the main straight. It's the next lap, or obviously other DRS zones now. But Alonso, Perez, Russell, Stroll, Sainz, Ocon, Hamilton doing well on the hard tyres. Actually doing very well on the hard tyres at the moment. His pace looks pretty good. Gasly, Leclerc, Zhou, Magnussen. Hulkenberg lost a few positions again. A poor start for him after a decent qualifying. Verstappen is now up into 13th. Tsunoda 14th. Bottas 15th. Albon, Sargent, De Vries. And Norris is also in the pits. Norris is also in the pits. What? Has he got front wing damage as well? What? I'm just trying to... Alonso's got a 5-second penalty, has he? What's he got a 5-second penalty for? No, Alonso was in the wrong starting position. Alonso was too far forward in his starting box. No, Alonso, you... Okay, well, he's got time to make up here, isn't he? He's got time to make up here, but look at that. The two. Another front wing for the McLaren. Another front wing. So both McLarens have had to take brand new front wings, as you can see from the orange dots there at the back of the pack. Oh, my God. Not very good for them. So here comes Perez, probably with DRS open. This is going to be an easy pass for him down into the first corner, I'd assume. And yes, it is. Perez is now into the lead as they go through turn one. That Red Bull, as we know, very, very quick in a straight line, guys. And, well, with DRS open, it's no match for the Aston Martin. So, George Russell in third place, 1.9 seconds behind Alonso. Stroll is 2.4 seconds behind Russell, it seems. Sainz is in P5. Hamilton just forming up a little bit of a train now. Doing high 36s because he's on the medium tyre. Playing the long game with Gasly behind and Leclerc wanting to get a move on. Verstappen is now up into P12. So that's 4 laps in and he's made up 3 positions. Most likely going to overtake Magnussen here as well. As he goes into turn 13. No, he doesn't. He can't get past. So Max not breezing through the field. But Max is only 12 seconds behind P1, which is Sergio Perez. That's not far back whatsoever, is it? So, Alonso got Ocons, yeah. Well, these cars are a lot harder to see over the wheels. So, stopping in their pit box, it very much is judgment for them. Of course, every fraction, every fine margin matters in F1, as we know, and they want every advantage that they can get. But it's just a bit too much, so... Oh, it seemed like Alonso was too far over in regards to his pit box. So he was too far left. He wasn't too far forward. Oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't even the fact that he was too far forward. Wow. Okay, so Verstappen has now got past Magnussen with DRS open, expecting to breeze past these cars as soon as he gets down, obviously, the start-finish straight, or even down the back, actually, where he's able to just plant the throttle. Whose responsibility is it for the car to be stopped in the right position? The driver. They're not allowed to tell him. The engineers, or just watching... Oh my God, that front wing end plate of Piastri's literally just fell off. They touched, but I mean, not with like any serious amount of force. That's quite bizarre. So basically the engineers are not allowed to make contact with the drivers on the formation lap. So if they do, they receive a penalty, and it's up to the drivers to grid up in their boxes. So what system do I use to see this? F1 Live, Carmania, F1 Live. But yeah, visibility is not great in those things. No, definitely, as we know in iRacing, in VR, with the W13, looking over those tyres is very difficult to look into the apexes. So Alonso is half a second behind Perez. Perez hasn't pulled away, as Alonso is now in the DRS. Is he going to be able to get Perez down into the first corner, or is he, or is Alonso going to be smart and just, do you know what? Stick with him. I don't think he used DRS there, and just stick with Perez and allow him to drag him along, as he knows he's got a 5-second time penalty. The wiry old fox Alonso here is probably not going to overtake Perez because, let's be realistic, he knows he hasn't got the car to compete with Perez outright. So, El Plan, guys. El Plan, yes. So, let's have a little look down further of the grid. Hamilton still in P7. Gasly not able to overtake Hamilton at the moment. Hamilton lapping the same lap times as Ocon, who is ahead in a little bit of clean air on medium tyres. So he is a harder compound than Ocon, and he is still lapping as fast. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Leclerc 36.2 on the sauce. Did he have a little wobble? Is Leclerc coming and unstuck, not able to get past Gasly, obviously with the DRS train maybe forming there, and Leclerc not able to get past the Alpine. Verstappen is now up into P11, chasing down Zhou. So he's cleared both Haas's pretty easily. But yes, Russell, Stroll, Sainz in their little train at the moment. I would say the top two aren't pulling away from Russell, Stroll and Sainz as much as maybe you would think they are. Of course, 3 seconds is still quite a large amount of time. But, ooh, so Max had a big wobble into turn 22. I told you, we're going to see some wobbles there today. We're definitely going to see some wobbles. But as you see, Alonso once again tucked up behind Perez, just using that toe and using the DRS to just pull away from the guys behind. So Alonso should follow Perez in straights to get toe, but fall back during slower sectors to avoid dirty air. Most likely. Yeah, most likely. Lewis Hamilton, hello, Stuffey, I'm back. Welcome, buddy, welcome. So yeah, let's have a look at further down the grid. So Piastri and Norris now on the hard tyres, obviously trying to go long after having to make those false pit stops with the front wing changes. De Vries is on the medium tyres, down in 18th. Sargent 17th, made up a few positions thanks to the McLarens. Leclerc is the interesting one here I'm watching at the moment because he's not able, or he has, sorry, I take that back. Leclerc has just got past Gasly. Leclerc has got past Gasly and was now chasing down Hamilton, who's on the hard tyre. So, yeah, it was a very, very good move from Leclerc down into turn 1 on the softer compound tyre. But you can see there now that Alonso and Perez 4 seconds ahead of Russell. That's nearly half a second, nearly a second gained on the last lap, or this lap alone, thanks to obviously just, Alonso getting the toe from that very, very quick Red Bull in Perez. Only one DRS use? No, there is two. So there's one down, obviously, the start-finish straight. There's one here, where you can see like the ripples, and then there's one round the back as well. But to be honest, the one round the back is a little bit non-existent. You're only going to use that to catch up to the guy ahead because you've then got the DRS down into turn 1. So, feels sad for Norris, George, yeah. Don't want to start constantly, but I'm rooting for Alonso to get the win today. I think lots of people are. Lots of people. Charles in P8 already. Yeah, he's doing well on those soft compound tyres. Fully expect him to get past Hamilton soon. Hamilton's doing really well on those hard tyres, though. He is, though, a lot slower than Perez and Alonso, who are on medium tyres. He is 1.5 seconds slower that last lap. So I think that's a combination, of course, of Hamilton not being comfortable in the car at this circuit and just, yeah, obviously being on a harder compound tyre as well. But that is quite a big difference. Stroll's not doing too bad, 35.1 on the medium tyres. But look at Perez, a second quicker that last lap than Russell. Wow. That is serious pace. So where is Verstappen? Now up into P10. Verstappen hunting down Gasly. It's taken him 8 laps to get into the top 10. 5 positions gained. I thought he'd gain a few more positions off the start, but maybe playing a bit more of the long game because he knows he's got the car underneath him to get ahead. Miss Latifi safety cars. Can anyone please tell what actually happened to both McLarens? They both picked up front wing damage, so they had to take a pit stop very early on, second lap, and that's why they're at the back of the grid at the moment. So back of the pack. So yeah, Alonso just tucked up behind Perez. Looks like he's struggling maybe to stay with him. 8 temps now, but we'll see. Plan A, definitely plan A. Alonso's engineer just came on and told him. So Magnussen is now in the pits. Oh, that is interesting. Has he picked up damage? Because Pirelli was saying on the medium tyre, they should be able to go 18 to 25 laps. That is the optimum tyre strategy today. The soft runners about lap 13. So we've still got, if Pirelli are right, about 4 or 5 laps remaining until Leclerc will pit on those soft tyres. But maybe Magnussen, just get him out into some clean air on those hard tyres and try and do an undercut. Similar to what Alpine did last race with Pierre Gasly. And that was why he was able to make up so many positions that he did, going from 20th to 9th position. What's the way for Alonso to put pressure on Perez? That's not Alonso's plan at the moment. He's only going to use up tyre life if he overtakes Perez. He doesn't have the outright probably pace to stay ahead of Perez as well, because the Red Bull is really quick. Alonso's got a 5-second penalty, so he is at least trying to nullify that 5-second time penalty to George Russell, Lance Stroll, the guys behind. I think most of the teams know that if all goes okay, Perez is going to win this race quite comfortably. It all depends on Verstappen as well. If he's not that far ahead. Verstappen is ahead of Pierre Gasly now as they head into turn 1. Gasly not going to fight that too hard, obviously. So Leclerc is past Hamilton as well, understandably, on a much softer compound tyre. So Hamilton is now going to be under pressure very soon from Verstappen. But Hamilton isn't going to fight that. He's on a very, very different tyre strategy at the moment. So Alonso almost out of DRS. He is now. Alonso is out of DRS, 1.167 seconds. So, yeah, he's lost that DRS. So, could we see the gap close from Russell to Alonso? 35.8 last time around from Russell. Stroll 36.1, Sainz of 36.3. I mean, everyone, apart from Perez and Alonso, everyone else is doing about 35s, 36s. So, Max is closing up the gap to Hamilton. Is he within DRS? 1.1 seconds between them. He will most likely get him down into T1. That's what I'd assume. And then Bottas is also coming to the pits as well. So those cars going onto the harder compound tyre, trying to do the undercut, get into some clean air, and just, lay down that rubber. So, Perez is leading from Alonso, Russell, Stroll, Sainz, Ocon, Leclerc, Hamilton. And here we go, down the start-finish straight. Is Verstappen, or has Verstappen got enough here down the start-finish straight to get Hamilton into T1? No. So, he gained about half a second there, though. Interesting. So, the Red Bulls are gaining half a second down into T1 in that short run. It's just crazy how much faster those Red Bulls are. What did put Aston Martin in those cars? Yeah, just got it right, haven't they? Really got it right. Perez not going away too quickly. Well, he just made up 7 temps in that last lap alone. 7 tenths. Will Hamilton tactically hold Verstappen back? Don't think he will, George. I don't think he will. Hang on. Alonso just being told information by his engineer that the hard isn't looking great. So medium soft is most likely going to be the strategy. Come on, someone give us a safety car. Green means faster than previous, purple fastest. What does yellow means slower than the previous lap. Oh, Perez chucking in a fastest lap time of 34.0. 1 second quicker than Fernando Alonso. Wow. And in comparison, Verstappen did a 35.4 last time around. Max is on the back of Lewis here. This is going to be an easy DRS pass down into the first corner on a softer medium compound tyre as well. And there we go. Max down into T1 ahead of Lewis, who is on the hard tyres. So Zhou and Hulkenberg in the pit lane now. Where are they both going to come out? Are they going to come out ahead of Magnussen? Bottas? Has Magnussen's undercut worked? Has Magnussen done the undercut? Where are they coming out? Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight between Magnussen and Zhou as Zhou comes out of the pit lane. They're side by side. Hulkenberg's coming there as well, just in front of Piastri. And Magnussen has got ahead of Zhou. So, yes, that undercut has worked. A bit of a treat for the Haas's there. So, just watching Lewis and Max go down into turn 1, and it was an easy pass for him. So, love from India. Oh, thanks, Pran. Good to see you, buddy. Realised there was no actual cash in 2023 except retirements. Yeah, there was no crash last week, was there? Or 2 weeks ago. Best on Albon giving us a safety car. Where is Albon actually? I'm in P12. It's not doing too bad, although still yet to make a pit stop. But it's intriguing that Aston Martin said that the hard tyre is not looking good, and yet Haas and Alfa Romeo still brought Hulkenberg and Zhou in to put on the hard tyres. Obviously, their data is providing something different. So Leclerc on the back of Ocon now as they head into T1. Is this going to be a straightforward overtake for Leclerc on the soft tyres? Under braking, and yes, it is. Leclerc up into P6 already. Doing a good job. Made up 6 positions from the start. And Max is currently in P8, chasing down Ocon as well. Max versus Leclerc. That might be quite feisty. Probably a Bottas special parking on track. Yeah. Hi from the pole. Hey, Anish. Welcome, buddy. Not going to bother watch this race. I'm tired. Really can't see you. No worries, mate. Go take a little nap and then come back afterwards. Catch the end of the race. Right, so let's have a little bit of an update. Some guys have made their pit stops now. So Perez is pulling out a gap on Alonso in P1, lapping a second a lap quicker, nearly 4 seconds ahead of him now. Alonso with a 7-second gap to George Russell. He has nullified that 5-second time penalty at the moment. So, yeah, a bit of a shame for him that he did that, but only got himself to blame from not gridding up in his pit box correctly. Lance Stroll in P4, and then we have, Verstappen is all over the back of Ocon, by the way, as they go into the last corner. Probably just holding station so that he gets that DRS and overtakes him down into the first corner. And Stroll is in the pits. Stroll is the first of the medium runners to come into the pit lane. This is intriguing. Is he going onto the soft tyre, onto the hard tyre? Surely. Or is he going onto a soft tyre? Because this is conflicting information. If Aston Martin are saying to Alonso that the hard tyre isn't looking good, then why are they putting him on the hard tyre? So Lance Stroll has come out ahead of Alex Albon. They've found a very small gap for him. He should be able to deal with Tsunoda quite easily. It's not getting an update yet of what tyre he's on. But Verstappen is now past Ocon, as to be expected, and chasing down Leclerc. Ooh, that could get feisty. Could get feisty, guys. Is there a missed Apex iRacing podcast planned? Not for the time being, Harold. No. Workload of everyone is just a little bit too much at the moment to put an iRacing podcast aside. The F1 podcast is taking up most of everyone's time. So Lance Stroll is on the hard tyre. So medium to hard tyre. Interesting. So let's update that rundown. So Leclerc, Sainz in fourth, Leclerc in fifth, being chased down by Max. So we know the Red Bull is super quick and just doesn't tear for its tyres whatsoever. Max is nearly into the top 5 after 16 laps. Ocon 7th, Hamilton 8th on the hard tyre. His lap time 35.8 last time around. That was quicker than Gasly and Tsunoda on a medium compound tyre. So he's not doing too bad of lap times, Hamilton. I don't know where Aston Martin are kind of getting this information from, but the hard tyre isn't looking great. And Gasly is into the pit lane. Verstappen is 1.5 seconds behind Leclerc, so he's not close enough for DRS just yet. Stroll under attack from Albon here as they go into the first corner. Is Albon going to send it on Lance Stroll? No, but it was very close, very close. Where is Gasly going to come out and rejoin? Is he ahead of Magnussen? I think they've found a bit of a gap for him. Yes, good for Gasly there. So everyone's putting on the hard tyre. Hamilton could come into this race at the end, guys. Could come into this race at the end being on a softer compound tyre compared to everyone else. It's going to be intriguing. Will Verstappen end up on the podium? I still expect him to, yeah. Are the Ferrari's tyres okay? I think so. I mean, if you can tell by the lap times. So, got the F1 car on iRacing, keep spin on exit. Any advice? Short shift. You don't want to be any lower, really, than second gear out of the corners. Short shift into third. Try and go around the corners in third gear. Short shift up into, until at least you get, into fourth and fifth gear. Don't put your foot down on the throttle. Nice and easy on the throttle because, it spin. You can spin the car even in fourth gear. So you don't really want to be full throttle out of the corners as Sainz comes into the pits until you're really in fifth gear in the F1 car and iRacing. What's my theory on Red Bull? Less tyre deg. They've just got better aero. I think it's as simple as that. They've just got much better aero. The car is so planted. It doesn't slide around a lot. And that's why they're able to just manage their tyres so much better than everyone else out on the grid. So Sainz is coming out behind Tsunoda ahead of Stroll. So has he undercut Stroll there? He's overcut Stroll, sorry. Sainz has overcut Stroll there because he was behind him, wasn't he? It was Russell, Stroll, Sainz, wasn't it? So yeah, Sainz has done the overcut of Stroll. As Stroll has struggled maybe to switch those hard tyres on. And Hamilton has been overtaken by Ocon now. Wow. Hamilton's been overtaken by Ocon as Verstappen is within that important 1 second DRS behind Leclerc. He's going to have DRS open and close the gap. Is Leclerc going to come in and pit? He is around in that window. Leclerc is in that pit window of 15 to 18 laps that Pirelli were suggesting was going to be the perfect time. So Verstappen all over the back of him. Is Leclerc maybe going to let Verstappen go into the last corner as he knows he's coming into the pit lane? I mean, Max is all over the back of him. Here we go. Let's see. It's just going to be an easy overtake, to be fair, from Verstappen. Yes, as Leclerc was coming into the pit lane. There we go. Ooh, and Ocon also into the pits as well. Hamilton with a 35.2 that time around. Russell did a 35.1 to put it into comparison. Those medium tyres starting to fall off, it seems, I think, for the Mercedes. Alonso 34.8. Where is Leclerc? Leclerc has jumped Lance Stroll as well. Leclerc has also overcut Lance Stroll. Wow, Stroll struggling on those hard tyres. Both Ferraris have overcut Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. Well done, Ferrari. They've got a strategy right. Yes. Well done. Perez for the win, Garage. Yeah. It looks like that at the moment. He is comfortably out in front, trying to eke those medium tyres out. Verstappen now up into P4. yet to make a pit stop as well. And we have a yellow flag. Where's the yellow flag? Who's going slow? Stroll stopped. Stroll has stopped at turn 13. Stroll has stopped. Are we going to see a safety car? I don't think that car can be removed safely unless he's pulled over all the way to the right. I do believe that there is quite a bit more runoff there, but Lance Stroll having issues clearly and having to retire the car. He is stopped. Are we going to get a safety car? Let's just watching the TV coverage, trying to catch up. No one has cut. Hamilton's not come into the pit yet. There is no virtual safety car. And there is a safety car. We have a safety car just as Hamilton has gone past the pit lane. Oh. Hamilton, just as he goes past the pit lane, has the safety car pulled out. He has lost that free pit stop that he was so hoping for, being on that hard tyre. Oh, he's been screwed over really there. Absolutely screwed over. Wow. Look at everyone coming in for a free pit stop. For those who haven't pitted, the front five, or maybe the front five will come in and pit. I don't know, but Sainz and Leclerc are in a nice position there, being on a brand new fresh set of hard tyres. Hamilton is a bit of a sitting duck. This is what he was hoping for, being on the harder compound tyre, hoping for a safety car and get that free pit stop so that he can retain track position. And unfortunately, typical, he was going down the start-finish straight and it bloody went to a safety car. Shouldn't Hans team have told him to pit on the yellow flag anyway? Well, we don't know. Possibly, George, possibly. Aston have pulled a crash gate. Yeah, maybe not. I don't think so. It looks like they've had to put some. That car was on fire. They've had to put some fire extinguishers on it. Finally, some action though. Yeah, well, we were getting some action because the pit stops were coming around. Everyone's strategies were coming into play. But this is not good for Perez, really. Not good for Perez because he had built up a very fair, decent lead there on his own outright, and now Verstappen has got up to P4 and is now going to be on the back of everyone, most likely on brand new set of medium tyres or soft tyres. I don't know. Maybe they'll be on hards as well, and everyone will see this out to the end. But can Elplan come to win today? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Is Hamilton coming into the pit lane? Is he still going to make that pit stop? Yeah. So okay. So Hamilton's got that pit stop. So okay, maybe not too bad for Hamilton. Where is he going to come out? Have they got enough of a gap to come out ahead of Sargent and Tsunoda? Maybe they have. Maybe I was making a big deal over nothing. But Verstappen has managed to get ahead of Sainz and Leclerc and is now in P4 in the quickest car in the world. So Hamilton has jumped Charles Leclerc. Hamilton has jumped back Charles Leclerc and is in 6th place on the medium tyre. Oh, he's on the medium tyre. It's a long way to take the medium tyre. That is a long way to take the medium tyre. Intriguing though. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move. How's Verstappen in 4th? Because he's in a rocket ship. After first pit, Max would be up there. Yeah, I think... Look, I think Max will win this race. I said it from the start. He's got the outright pace. He gets up behind Perez. He's going to overtake Perez outright. Even though Perez has led this from start to finish. It's a Max win. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Stranger things have happened. It is Saudi Arabia after all. I don't think Alonso might not let him through as easy. So... Max attacking versus Alonso defending. What a treat it will be. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. What's the safety today? AMG or Aston? I think it's still Aston Martin. So Perez starting to back up the field. Is the safety car coming in this lap? I think they got rid of the car pretty quickly. So just watching Lance Stroll's retirement back. Just listening to the engine noises. Oh, the engine started smoking. Pretty sure you see it. Yeah, you can see the engine smoking. The engine is smoking, so yeah, that's why Lance Stroll. So here we go, backing up the pack. Are they able to... Is this the safety car restarts? Are we going to go green and go racing, or is it one more lap of the safety car? I think it's one more lap of the safety car to allow Bottas and Norris to get back up to the front of... or up to the back of Zhou, get back up to the pack. So we've got one more lap of safety car, guys, I assume. One more lap. Checo has to defend very well, yes. Yes, so we know how feisty George Russell is as well. George isn't too shabby when it comes to defending. He'll probably get his elbows out when it comes to overtaking Alonso and defending against Verstappen. Hamilton now on the softest compound tyre. Does he have the pace to overtake the Ferraris and obviously his own teammates on the harder compound tyre? We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, the penalty for Alonso's grid place at the start, the 5-second time penalty, that has gone. That has been nullified now because obviously he pitted. So yeah, Alonso's penalty is now non-existent and everyone is, going to be free to race. Was safety car timing good or bad for Alonso in regards to the penalty? Either or, to be honest. It was probably bad because he'd already built up an 8-second lead over George Russell. So 5-second time penalty. He would have had a 3-second buffer to George when he comes out after the first round of pit stops. This is the worst case scenario for Perez and for Alonso because Max is now up behind them. So yeah. What's Piastri doing? What's Piastri doing? Old hards. Yeah. Why have they not brought him in? McLaren dropped a ball there, haven't they? It's a bit bizarre, that. No, not Crashgate conspiracy, because Alonso doesn't have the quickest car to be able to probably overtake Perez. A cancel penalty just for pitting. How does that work? Everyone pits. Well, no, they're not allowed to touch the car for 5 seconds. So it's a 5-second stop-go penalty. And because he had built up an 8-second lead over George Russell, who is obviously the next place behind him, when he came into pit, serves that penalty, still comes out ahead of him. So, yeah. Right, here we go. I assume that the safety car is in this lap and we'll be going racing. Surely we are. As they come round the last corner. I could be completely wrong here. Here we go, as they go back again, and as we go racing again, as Perez gets a nice launch on Alonso as they head down into the first corner. Keep an eye on Max Verstappen. Is he going to send it up the inside of George Russell? Doesn't seem it. It seems like everyone's held station apart from a few of the guys further down the grid. Hulkenberg and Albon have gained positions. Perez, the perfect restart for him as he has already built up nearly a second. He has built up over a second gap from Fernando Alonso. George Russell is tucked up close behind, as is Verstappen. Hamilton not able to gain a position on Carlos Sainz, it seems, as they all head through the first sector and down into turn 13, where we lost Lance Stroll. And already Perez has gained 1.6 seconds over Alonso. He is not waiting about, is he? Woo! And here he goes, just absolutely pulling away from him. Russell is suffering a little bit here. Switch on those hard tyres. People showed their nose down into the first corner, but Russell was actually really up close behind Fernando Alonso. But, Russell's just lost the position there, has he? No, that's just the track map having a little bit of a lag there, lag spike. And Hamilton is all over the back of Sainz. I think they've gone side by side. I think Hamilton has gone, no, he's 3 tenths back. No, Hamilton is ahead of Carlos Sainz here, or they're side by side as they go round the back to the last corner. No DRS active yet. We still have 2 laps until we have the DRS activated. But Hamilton and Sainz were definitely side by side there as they came out of turn 24. As Perez has already opened a 2-second gap from Fernando Alonso and Verstappen. Hamilton's all over the back of Sainz. 1 tenth. Is he going to make a move down into the first corner on the softer medium compound tyre? They're side by side through turn 1. Is Hamilton able to get around? No, he's not. They held station. But oh no, and Hamilton has got past. Hamilton has got past Carlos Sainz under traction out of turn 2 on the softer compound medium tyre. Wow, Hamilton now on the move is going to be chasing down Max Verstappen of all people, guys. Ooh. Sainz and Leclerc on the hard tyres. I'm intrigued to see how Hamilton is going to, on the medium tyre, he's not going to make this to the end of the race, surely, on the medium tyre. Surely. But Perez is just, I must admit, Perez is in a league of his own at the moment. 2.6 seconds ahead of Alonso. Just watching the Sainz-Hamilton race back and, oh, great little cutback move from Lewis Hamilton. Yep, as we said, did the cutback under traction into turns, out of turn 2. Great move there on the grippier medium tyre. So, Verstappen is on the back of George Russell here, 4 tenths behind. Hamilton is 9 tenths behind Verstappen. No DRS yet. DRS is activated next lap, I believe, as that's 2 laps after. I think Mercedes need 1 more season to be competitive next to Red Bull. Yeah, well, they've kind of written off this season already, haven't they, to be honest? They've admitted they got the concept wrong. But yes, here we go. Verstappen losing a bit of time out of the last corner to George Russell, but he is 4 tenths behind. We know how quick that Red Bull is in a straight line. Here he goes. 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Is he going to go on George Russell here? No. But is he going to try a cutback? Has he forced George Russell to defend? No, he hasn't. As Zhou on the medium compound tyre gets ahead of De Vries in 15th position. Piastri in 17th on 21 old lap hards. Not quite sure what McLaren are doing there, to be honest. But yes, so let's have a quick rundown of the grid at the moment, how things stand. Perez pulling out a 3.5 second gap from Alonso, just doing everything that he needs to do. Alonso in 2nd, Russell 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Hamilton 5th, Sainz 6th, Leclerc 7th, Tsunoda. Credit where it's due, Tsunoda. 8th place at the moment. Ocon in 9th, Gasly 10th, Magnussen and Hulkenberg in Haas is 11th and 12th. Both Williams in 13th and 14th, Zhou 15th, De Vries 16th, Piastri and Norris in the McLarens 17th and 18th. And Bottas is, well, yeah, down in 19th at the moment. So here we go. Verstappen all over the back of George Russell. DRS is now activated this lap. Hamilton is just outside of that DRS zone of Verstappen. He's not going to be able to get in unless he's able to get Max under braking. George Russell hasn't got it down. Verstappen's gone, Sodja, I'm going to take you round the outside into the last corner. And even though Russell is going to get DRS here, even though he's going to get DRS back, is Russell going to be able to do anything into the first corner? Remember, the DRS activation zone has changed. And no, Verstappen has just done it. He's done it. Verstappen is up into P3 already. 24 laps it's taken him to get to the podium positions. Alonso now in his crosshairs, 8 tenths back. That is DRS. And Hamilton is now on the back of George Russell. Just watching this move back on the TV coverage. Oh, mate, the overspeed. My God, the overspeed of Verstappen there with DRS on the Mercedes round turn 25 was obscene. Absolutely obscene, guys. Piastri one stopping, yeah. So keep an eye on Verstappen. He's 8 tenths behind. We're about to get to the first DRS. Well, I say first DRS, but like the first DRS where he's been in Alonso's DRS. And here we go. Is he going to do something similar to what he did the previous lap on George Russell? Verstappen versus Alonso. Has Alonso really got enough to keep Verstappen behind? Quite clearly, I don't think he has. Don't think he has, guys. So 690 viewers. Yeah, thank you, guys. F1 copyright racing statistics. Be careful. Well, yeah. I mean, look, I'm doing what I'm doing. We're providing our own content. This is the thing. I am putting something different out here rather than just necessarily putting out like, you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, much thank you to anyone who is here. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you can. And yeah, we'll continue on as normal. So here we are. Perez is currently, as Verstappen is now into P2. After I was just reading the chat there, Verstappen's now going to chase down his own teammate. Here we go. This is now where we truly we can do a proper comparison in race pace and just genuine genuine pace difference between the two Red Bull drivers. This is going to be intriguing, guys. So let's keep an eye out on this, because Max is just, he's on a mission now. He's on a mission. They're all done the same level of pit stops. I told you, I said it from the start, Max to win this race. So, most interesting battle will be Perez and Max. Well, we know it's not going to be a battle, let's be honest, when it comes to it. Perez will be asked to move over, won't he? Yeah, but everyone, if you're new here, please hit the like button. We're only at 82, oh, well, 82 likes now, as it just jumped up. So, much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button. We do F1 content, sim racing content, a number of different items over here. So let's have a little rundown again. So Perez is leading from Verstappen 5.5 seconds. Alonso back in P3, 1.5 seconds ahead of George Russell, tucking up behind Verstappen and trying to use that DRS early on, as he did with Perez, get the toe. But I think Verstappen's too quick, as Verstappen just does a 32.9, half a second quicker than Perez that last lap. Keep an eye on that interval, guys. Just keep an eye out on that gap up front. Russell is holding up Hamilton, maybe, or is Hamilton might be using Russell to drag him along on the medium compound tyre. The Ferraris are languishing in 6th and 7th, 34.8s at the moment. Then it's the two Alpines in 8th and 9th. Yuki Tsunoda doing a great job there, as all aboard the Tsunoda train, because look how tight that is from 10th position down to, well, 16th, to be fair. Really tight. Come on, Piastri and Norris. Come on. You've been languishing at the back of this grid all day. You can do something for us. That little train there, guys, that little train, that could maybe throw up another incident, another safety car. Could do. Did Alonso serve the penalty already? Yes, he did. Yeah, he did under the pit stops. He built up an 8-second gap, so I believe that he's already served that, because he would have come out ahead of Russell anyway. So, oh, no problem. One space. Yeah, much appreciated, and everyone who is here. So yeah, I love it. I love doing these, and I hope you guys do too. So, will they slot down Perez pit stop? Maybe. So let's keep an eye out on the lap time there. 32.9 that time around from Perez and Verstappen. So only 1/10 in it between Verstappen and Perez. So that gap still staying consistent at 5 seconds. This is an important race for Perez, guys, because if Perez truly wants to have a chance at proving he is capable of winning a world championship, he needs to win this race on pace alone. He needs to, if let's say the gap stays at 5 seconds now and stays consistent, and then a team order comes in towards the end of the race, move over for Max, I think Perez is totally within his right to say, shove it, because he has done everything that is right today. Absolutely everything that is right. Over 1,000 viewers. Hey, welcome everyone. If you can hit the like button, subscribe as well if you haven't already. How do we know if they give Perez team orders? Do we hear all the radio? Yes, Sky Sports will be straight on the TV coverage in regards to issuing that. So, was the safety car justified, David? Yeah, it was. He was stopped in an unsafe position. The car had to require fire extinguishers as well. So Albon has had an issue. What's happened with Albon? Oh, wow, literally, as I say that, on the TV coverage, Albon's car is chugging along. Tim, thank you for the sub, buddy. Who else recently just subbed? Fishman, Latesh, thank you, guys. And anyone else who has subbed and a notification hasn't popped up. YouTube works that way, where I don't receive a notification unless you have your subscribers set to public. So Max now a 32.8 that last time around, but only 500ths quicker than Perez that time around. So Perez holding his own. Needs to try and hold that 5 second gap if he can, because otherwise, Checo, it's Christian Horner here. So let's have a look. Hamilton on the medium compound tyre, 33.9s. He's definitely tyre managing, I think, Hamilton. He's not putting the push. Hang on. He's not putting pressure on George Russell at the moment, using George to just drag him along, build a gap to the Ferraris because they are quicker. They're about 4 tenths, half a second quicker than the Ferraris, which I never thought I'd see, to be honest. I thought the Ferraris were quite comfortably quicker than the Mercedes. But Mercedes, are they catching Alonso? I haven't checked the gap the last few laps, guys. 2 seconds. Surely Lewis can catch Alonso. Surely they're close enough for Lewis to catch Alonso and overtake him with those medium tyres. So the gap has dropped a little bit again between Perez and Verstappen. 5.1 tenths, 33.0 last time around for Perez. Let's see what Verstappen does. Verstappen does a 32.8. So Verstappen is slightly quicker, guys. Is slightly quicker. Why is Lance Stroll out of the race? I missed it when it was gone for a few minutes. So his engine, he had an engine issue and it started blowing smoke out of the back, and he had to retire the car. So that brought out the safety car, which bunched up the pack again. And that's where we are at this moment in time. And it looks like Albon is most likely having to retire the car. Engine issues or a gearbox issue, it seemed. But 1.5 seconds faster than the Red Bull is. Yeah, it's just... If Max wins this race today from 15th position, I mean... Yeah, I don't think anything more needs to really be said, does it? But look how tight it is from Tsunoda back down to the McLarens. Come on, guys. Give us some juicy action. This race isn't over by any means. We've only just gone through halfway. 29 laps into this race. 21 remaining, if my maths is correct. Yep. Albon had brake... Is it a brake failure? His car seemed like it was chugging along, which indicates a gearbox issue. So, when Max wins this, you mean, yeah. The teams are using each other to drag each other along at the moment. So, Russell... Hang on. George Russell on the radio, guys, right, just now. Comedy gold. So, of course, he doesn't want Lewis to fight him and to swap positions. So he's gone, come on, Alonso's got a 5-second time penalty. Let's do this later. And then the engineer comes on and says, Alonso has served his 5-second time penalty already. And Russell just goes, fuck. That's the information I need, guys. But he is cashing Fernando Alonso, and I do expect them to swap Russell and Hamilton over pretty soon, because I assume Hamilton can attack Alonso and overtake him because they're less than 2 seconds behind now, or Russell is at least anyway. But that was comedy gold. That would be all over Twitter afterwards. It is a bit intriguing when you hear these conversations how much information doesn't get relayed to the drivers. You'd think that'd be quite important to say, right, well, look, Alonso has served his 5-second penalty. You need to crack on. But Verstappen and Perez, but Perez is basically answering Verstappen. There's only 1 tenth between them. He's holding that consistent 5-second gap. That is decent from Perez. I think I'd like to see Perez win this. He's done nothing wrong today, apart from maybe the start. He regained the lead. He built up a good, comfortable lead ahead of Alonso. He's absolutely aced the safety car restart. He deserves this win today. He does deserve it. For psychological reasons, are they managing him? Maybe. But it seemed like that'd be important information to go for. Like, because if George isn't pushing, because he thinks Alonso's got a 5-second time penalty, well, maybe they should. But then again, they're naturally pulling away from the Ferraris behind, aren't they? But, actually, I say that, they're not. They're not really. The Ferraris are quite comfortable. They're just tyre managing at the moment, I think. Last time around, Hamilton did a 34.4, Sainz a 34.4, Leclerc a 34.3, Russell did a 34.1. Obviously, we do know that the Ferraris have been poor in tyre degradation as well, so there's probably some tyre management going on there just to ensure that they can eke these out to the end of the race. But yeah, not too much happening at the moment, to be honest, guys. We're an intriguing phase of the race because everyone's kind of tyre managing. I still think is there another pit stop to come around? Can they take these hard tyres to the end? I don't know. Are they waiting for another safety car maybe? Please let Perez and Max fight. It won't happen. It won't happen. It will come down to the pits to win. Perez needs to stay out, in my opinion. Well, the guys who are on the higher tyres are going to the end. Lewis, the reason why Lewis isn't having a go at George Russell at the moment is because he's on medium tyres, and he's probably going to try and take his mediums to the end as well. James Vowles. So James Vowles, who is the former, obviously, Mercedes. Hi, Valtteri. It's James, who is now the team principal of Williams, has just said the medium is performing very, very well. So Lewis is actually on a very good tyre. So he's going for the tyre management stage at the moment. I think most of the drivers are. If he can take these to the end, he could be on a good tyre at the end. No more pits. Now, there shouldn't be any more pits unless there's a safety car. No, I'm not going to do that right now, Gaming. I'm not going to do that. And please appreciate it if you don't spam the chat. Otherwise, I will have to time you out, buddy. So, yes, let's have a little update then. So, Verstappen 2 tenths quicker that time around than Perez. Perez seems to be holding Verstappen behind at the moment. I mean, they're quite clearly the 2 fastest cars on track. They're a second a lap quicker than the next car behind them, or the next quickest car, which is the Mercedes of George Russell at the moment. George Russell is the quickest. No, Sainz just did a 34.1. Leclerc did a 34.0. Okay, so are the Ferraris now getting a little bit of a move on? Leclerc's just got a lap time deleted. Apology accepted, Leveler. Apology accepted. Hope for something to happen to the mix the placements. Maybe another round of pitting. Maybe some incident. I think the only way that there's going to be another pit stop is if there is a safety car. At the moment, the tyre degradation just doesn't look high enough to force another pit stop. I mean, the medium runners of Bottas, Hamilton, Sargent, Zhou, they're going to take those to the end. As I've heard on the radio or on Sky Sports, they're saying that the medium tyre has very good performance today and very good tyre life. So, where does it say what lap it is? Just underneath myself. So you'll have the lap. You'll have some much important information here in regards to penalties, track deleted, that sort of stuff. So, you think Red Bull will ask Checo to let Max ahead? I think it will come. Yeah. I think it will. I don't think that... When have you ever seen, since Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber, when have you ever seen 2 Red Bull cars fight? Okay, no. Tell a lie. We did see Daniel Ricciardo and Max fight a little bit. But, especially when it's Max, since Max has been the #1 driver, when have you ever seen cars fight? Now, you can argue that no one's been as quick as Max, but they've never been given an opportunity to fight him. Perez has earned that right today, in my opinion. It's the second race of the season. You can argue that he's the #2 driver, but I think he's earned that right today to fight for this position. What does it mean if the track is deleted? It means he's gone over track limits, and it means he's received a warning. So if you exceed track limits 3 times, I think it is, then you get a warning. You get a warning, and then if you do it one more time, you then get a penalty, a black and white flag, which means a 5-second time penalty. Oh, hang on, this is Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc saying being behind like this is really shit. He's obviously trying to indicate a team swap there. Look at that little train behind Hulkenberg. P12. So who's in the points at the moment? Yuki Tsunoda will be picking up a point. Gasly and Ocon. The 2 Alpines have kind of gone understated today. Best of the rest, where you expect them to be. Faster than everyone else below them, but not quick enough to compete with the top 7 guys. So Perez, a 32.5 last time around compared to Verstappen's 32.3. Gap has come down to sub 5 seconds. So let's see what lap times they do this time around. Perez does a 32.294 purple lap. Does Verstappen respond with a purple time of himself? No, he doesn't. Go on, Checo. Go on, Checo. Evening, ASUS. From the Netherlands. It's good to always see where everyone is from across the world. We've gone global, guys. We've gone global. Science is underwhelming again today. Yeah, he's not doing great, is he? Anyone else having issues with the desynced audio with the onboards? I don't know. I haven't been using F1 TV. I've only got Sky coverage, and it seems to be okay for me here. How did Verstappen get into P2, Daniel? How do you think? How do you think? He's in a rocket ship. That's how. He just went zoom past everyone and just went, see ya. There was a safety car that helped. By the time he had to make he got kind of a free pit stop, but then he'd fought his way back up to he'd fought his way up to P5 by the time of the pit stops anyway. So it's not like he didn't get there on merit. So love from India. Good to see you. Greetings from Germany. All the way from Beijing. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant, guys. I really appreciate everyone who is here. 1,400 of you are here. And if you could hit the like button, that'd be brilliant. Hit the subscribe button. That's even more important to me, guys. Hitting the subscribe button, because we do this consistently. Obviously, I've heard about racing statistics. Obviously, I'm looking into that, see exactly what's happened with him. Unfortunately, sometimes these things occur. Might not even be from F1 in itself. It might just be from some other means. But yeah, I like to put my own spin on things, and that's what we do here, guys. So much appreciate. I appreciate everyone who is returning, and I appreciate everyone who is new. So love from South Africa. If Red Bull win the next 10 races, I'm done watching F1. This is because there's no point watching it. Well, this is the issue that could occur, Jake, is that if Red Bull do win every single race and dominate it, as in such that they are now, I mean, we've still got 14 laps remaining, and they're 16 seconds ahead of the next car, which is Alonso. Are they? They're going to win by 30 seconds again. I think that time might double by the time we get to the end of the race. It's about a second per lap, isn't it? So, it isn't great, is it, for F1? Even if you're a fan of Red Bull, I mean, maybe you'll go, oh yeah, it's brilliant that they're winning, but in the manner in which they're winning and to do it every single race, it does kind of nullify the enjoyment and kind of just, is anyone else going to ever win? It's just... So, thank you for the subs, guys. Much appreciated. Trinidad and Tobago. Honestly, Max is a great driver, but he's so good that he wins all the time, and it's becoming annoying. Good for him, but... Well, it was the same with Lewis, in an essence, wasn't it? It was the same with Lewis. So, what does Max do here? 32.2, 32.3, so 4.5 seconds. So, Perez is doing good here. But this is what Perez needs to do. Perez, if he has any opportunity of fighting for this World Championship today, this year, which it most likely is only ever going to be between Perez and Verstappen. If he's going to get an opportunity, he needs performances like today. But then you say that Verstappen started 15th. He didn't even qualify. He didn't even get to Q3. If Verstappen was probably qualified in Q3 yesterday, he probably would have been on pole, and he probably would have been 10 seconds up the road. Oh, I appreciate it, Alpha. Appreciate you, buddy. And I'm trying to say if Red Bull win the next 10 Grand Prix, and done watching F1 this year. Yeah, well, we just discussed that. K-Press here. Love from Trinidad and Tobago. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. How did Max get up there from 15th? Yeah, he's just in a rocket ship, as we said. So they said on TV Alonso was on extreme tire management mode. Is he? Well, yes. So sorry, I forgot to mention this from earlier on, and I did think this would come into play in this race. The Aston Martins only had one brand new set of tyres to use in today's race compared to Mercedes, who had like 3. They only had a brand new set of medium tyres. So he is on a used set of hard tyres right now, whereas Russell is on a brand new set of hards and Hamilton is on a brand new set of mediums. So that it doesn't surprise me that Alonso is in tyre saving mode right now. Omar, welcome. All the way from Oman. Ricardo bound to replace Checo next season. What? What? No, not under this performance. And he's just gained... Perez has just... As Max had a little wobble in the first sector there because he's just lost about half a sec. Hang on. Max just stated... Max is saying he's feeling the vibrations of the drive shaft, which forced him to retire yesterday. Is Max going to retire? That's why he's just dropped back. He's just felt the drive shaft. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. It's getting spicy, George. It's getting spicy. We'll see. We'll see. Proto1, thank you for joining the pit crew. Much, much appreciated. Welcome, buddy. And for all those new subs, James, let's have a quick rundown. James, Jags, Proto, Ivory, Sensage, OL, Baxter, One Space, Ray, Tim, Fishmat. Thank you, guys. And anyone else who has subbed and it hasn't come up as an alert. Much, much appreciated. No, Mikey, though. Well, just keep an eye on the times. Just keep an eye on the times. 5.3 seconds, because he was about 4.5 seconds, and he dropped back. But Perez is doing everything that he needs to do at the moment. I think Max is back on pace. 33.1. So yeah, he lost a second last time around, guys. It makes a weird noise at high speed. That's not what you want when you're going 200 miles an hour, is it? Something making a weird noise. With loads of walls either side. Shouldn't Merck let Ham through to pressure Alonso? I don't know. I think Hamilton's on the medium tyre, so maybe he's in more tyre-saving mode than Russell is. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think this race is over and done with for the podium, that's for sure. I think Russell will probably get his foot down soon, and so will Hamilton, and then we might see a three-way fight for the lead. Lead? Sorry, not the lead. Sorry, guys. For the podium. Does Ham and Russ have exactly the same car as each other? Theoretically speaking. Different setups, but yeah. Hamilton should be in front of Russell by now. Yeah, but he's saving his tyres. So they're tyre saving at the moment. Alonso as well. There's definitely pace in both Russell and Hamilton, I think, to attack Alonso. We'll see. We'll see. The last 10 laps of this race is going to be key. So Max has already... Oh, my God. He got a move on, didn't he? Jesus. Max with a 32.4 last time around. Just completely made up that second, pretty much, but he lost from slowing down with the drive shaft worry. Well, we'll see, Darren. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Do you think Red Bull will let Perez win? I hope so. He deserves it. He's done everything right here today. He deserves to at least defend this out on track. If Max catches him, then fair enough. But I don't think they should give team orders. I really hope they don't. But it really wouldn't surprise me, guys. Really wouldn't surprise me. What happened to Albon? Hang on. Max Verstappen. Max saying that it's still there. The noise is still there. Yeah, Albon had to retire the car. He was chugging along. Looked like it was a gearbox issue, but apparently it was the brakes. So, yeah, unfortunately. He was running quite well, actually. New subs here for the Philippines. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And thank you everyone else who has subbed and come through. I'll catch up in a minute. How many laps left, Spud? If you have a look underneath myself, you will be able to see 40 out of 50 laps have been completed. So 10 laps remaining as Bottas has just been lapped, I think. He's just got the blue flag. Oh, no. Come on, Red Bull. No. So Perez has just said he's seeing the brake pedals getting a bit long. Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that. Come on, Perez. You do deserve this, man. You do deserve this. First 5 laps are good, and then you go sleep. What is whining on Max's car? The drive shaft, I think. The drive shaft. It's what forced him to retire yesterday in qualifying is what he's worried about again. Rightfully so. So let's just have a quick update, guys. At the back of the pack, we have Bottas, who's just been lapped on soft tyres. Not been a good day at the office for him. Piastri on 38 old lap hards. I don't know what McLaren were thinking, leaving him on such old hard tyres. when they could have pitted him under the safety car. Absolutely ridiculous from McLaren there. Be interesting to find out why afterwards. Norris down in 20th, 16th place. Another day to forget for Norris. A little bit of where Red Bull are saying with Perez's brake pedal or throttle pedal, whichever one it is. Why are the Red Bull so quick? You think the other teams will probe an investigation? They may do. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, actually. They may do. I never really thought about that because they are obscenely quick, aren't they? I know it's a new regulation set, but they're obscenely quick. It wouldn't surprise me if, yeah, I mean, you know what F1 teams are like. Anything to gain an advantage. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they try and do that. So, McLaren, the biggest disappointment of the year. Well, yeah, we're only 2 races in, and they definitely are, aren't they? The biggest thing for them is going to be Norris. Like, if they have a shocker this year, Norris is off. I'll tell you that now. Norris is on the phone to his agent going, get me out of here. Thank you for all the new subs, guys, as well. Much appreciated. I'll catch up afterwards. So many are flying in. We're over 2,000 viewers at the moment. That's a PB for me. Thank you, guys. If you can smash a like button as well. We've got over 2,000 of you in here and only 179 likes. Come on, we can get that up. We can get that up. Racing statistics. Hey, buddy. Pedro de la Rosa said, one Spanish TV that simulation puts Alonso in P5 end of the race. He's confirmed he's on news tyres. Yes, definitely. I think, well, we'll see. We're 8 laps into it. He's currently got a 5-second gap over Russell, an 8-second gap over Hamilton. I don't know. Maybe he's got enough in the bag. Unless there's a severe drop-off in his tyres, who knows? Pity that Mercedes has tractor and not F1 car. I hope they will fix it as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll try and make every race that I can. Yeah, try and make every race that I can. I know it's only the 2nd race of the season, but my hopes for Ferrari just dwindling. You're on your 5th stream, Tootsie. Well, hopefully ours doesn't, but do you know what? Look, it will. We'll see. We'll see what the case is. But here we go, guys. Let's see as we come into the last few laps of this race. Perez holding station with a 4.3 second gap from Verstappen. Come on, Perez, you can do this, buddy. They both obviously complained about possible issues on the end of their on the radio. Who knows? Maybe both Red Bulls could go pop before the end of the race. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I think Perez deserves this, to be honest. And Verstappen, credit where it's due. You still have to do the job. You still have to overtake the guys out there in front of you. But Alonso, let's have a look. I'm intrigued to see if this gap to Alonso is going to come down to Russell. I think this is really where it's most interested at the moment. Everyone's kind of... The race has kind of fizzled out, if we're being honest. Hamilton and the Ferraris are going to stay where they are. So are the Alpines. Tsunoda's having to hold off Magnussen, though, for a points finish. So we'll see. Hamilton was slower than Russell's on mediums versus hards. Hamilton doesn't believe in his car. Yeah, I don't think he likes his track in general. I think he's very... I just think, being one of the elder statesmen as well, I don't think he likes the nature of this track, how close the walls are, how dangerous it has been. Of course, changes have been made. And, of course, last year was a shocker for him in the W13, and this year as well. So he not only doesn't feel safe at this track to go onto the limit, even in a good car, let alone what it's like being in a bad car where he's trying to push the limits and you've got no room for error. So, can Red Bull manage Max's ego? Yeah, because they've got 2 other bigger egos in that team already, in Christian Horner and Helmut Marko. So, he gets outranked in regards to size of egos in that Red Bull team. What happened to Stroll? Stroll's car retired. So he had an engine issue and he had to, unfortunately, retire the car, which brought out the safety car. Do you think Mercedes can still fix it and bring back like W11? I don't know. Not this year. Not this year, at least. They need to change the whole concept of the car. You're free to push, free to push. Max asked, are we trying to bring the car home? And they went, no, you're free to push. So, fastest lap, I think, is still down to Perez in the 1:32.2. But look at Perez. He's answering every single lap by Verstappen with 4.7 second gap now. This has been a great drive from Perez, and fair play to him. If, as we said before, if he wants any opportunity to take it to Max this year, or at least sit down in that engineering room afterwards, the briefing room, and say, I deserve every opportunity to fight for this World Championship, then today is that day. Because yes, Max has fought his way through. You can argue, obviously, Max is better will-to-will than Perez. And then again, that is debatable in some of the instances I've seen with Max going will-to-will. Depends who it's with, doesn't it? Let's be honest, guys. But he has managed to just respond to every single lap Max has put out there once he's got up behind him. That's been the most pressure moment of this whole race for Perez, was as soon as Max got into P2. Alonso was easy to deal with. How many laps left, and do I think Max will overtake Perez? No, I don't think Max will overtake Perez now. I think Perez has got this quite comfortably. Max has just dropped back a little bit there, about half a second. I think Max is maybe managing this car to the end. Hopefully, has he got an issue? Sorry, I'm just checking in, looking at the intervals there, guys. Max is dropping back. 5.47, or is he just dropping back and managing? He's dropping back a little bit, Max, there. I'm a Ferrari fan, believe Mercedes will come back winning championship before Ferrari. Well, I don't know. I think Ferrari are going through a transitional period at the moment. Fred Vasseur has taken on the team, which was Mattia Binotto's. The car that they're driving now is Mattia Binotto's car, and the people who were at Ferrari last year. So the decisions Fred Vasseur is making now aren't really going to be realised until next year, because there's always a delay, isn't there, with F1. So Max tyres will finish. Yeah, I mean, he's 5.5 seconds behind now, so I think Max is probably in tyre... Well, I say tyre, I think he's just in car management mode. I think Max is just trying to see this car home because he's worried about just parts on the car. It's only in the season just to let Perez win. Well, yeah, we said that at Barcelona, though. Barcelona was, what, the 5th race last year? And they still ended up... It was the 5th race last year, and they ended up asking him to move over. Bit strange. Bit strange. But Piastri down there at the bottom on 43-lap-old bloody hard tyres. Jesus. Still don't know why he's been on hard tyres for that long. Max fans saying Checo won because Max's car was damaged. Say what they want, can't they, at the end of the day? If you know your F1, you know that's not the case. So, Tsunoda under attack from Magnussen here as they go into T1, by the way. This is for the last point. Tsunoda does deserve this, I think, in all honest opinion. And he's on 37-lap-old hards as Magnussen gets ahead of Tsunoda into the fourth corner. Wow. Magnussen turning it on. Wow, he's got 9-lap-old harder tyres than Tsunoda. Can Tsunoda... I mean, Tsunoda deserves a points finish here, I think. He does deserve this, but maybe Tsunoda's just killed his tyres, or maybe Tsunoda's got an issue. Is he going to come under attack by Hülkenberg in the last few laps? By the way, guys, just having a little rundown there. Alonso looks very comfortable in P3. This is going to be another podium for Fernando Alonso. Wow. Thank you for all the subs flying through, guys. Much appreciated. Really do appreciate it. If you can hit the like button as well, helps push the stream and the channel. But yeah, subscriptions are always, or the subs, sorry, are always very welcome. I think without safety car, Hamilton wouldn't have pitted. No, I don't think so. I think the safety car came a little bit too early. He was Mercedes' plan today, starting on the hard tyre compared to everyone else who was on the medium. He was hoping, I think they was hoping for a safety car, but later on in the race, so that he could get a free pit stop and retain that track position, be on the softer compound medium tyre, but it's just been a bit too soon for him. Taking these medium tyres as long as he is about to do is just, yeah, hasn't quite worked out. But a top 5 beating both Ferraris is pretty good. Is pretty good. To be honest, Seb deserved that Aston Martin. Yeah. Yeah, it is a shame he didn't get a chance, but so I think this race is pretty much fizzled out now, guys, if I'm completely honest with you. The gaps are too big for there anything really meaningful to happen. Closest on grid at the moment is Sargent, Norris and Piastri. I mean, fair play to Piastri. He has kept up behind Lando Norris on 45 old lap hards, while Norris is on the softer compound medium tyre. For the last 20 laps, I mean, he's right on his arse. That takes some doing. That takes some skill there. If Piastri is to take anything away from this weekend, he put it into Q3, was very unfortunate with the contact and the front wing being damaged on lap 1. And the fact that he is so close to Norris right now on those hard tyres, that is amazing. It'll be his 100th podium, will it? Wow. Wow, shows how long he's been in F1 for. Thank you for the subs, guys. Is Max dropping back? Yeah, he's managing his car now. Car management. It's not even tyre management. He's been heard over the radio asking, is he going to keep? Hang on, George Russell radio. What for? Mercedes engineer, Russell's engineer, just said there could be a possible 5-second time penalty for Fernando Alonso at the end of the race. But Sky don't know what for. Hang on. Just waiting to hear. Yeah, interesting. I don't know what that's for. So they obviously want Russell to keep the pace up because they think that he's got a 5-second time penalty coming. Maybe they think Alonso didn't actually serve his penalty in the pit stop. I thought he did. Yeah, but I thought, yeah, Rupesh, I know he got hit a 5-second time penalty for being too far over in his pit box. But I thought he served that at the pit stop, but maybe he didn't. So Russell obviously wants to stay within that 5 seconds gap. So we'll see. I don't know. So yeah, we're not far away from the last lap, guys. On the penultimate lap right now, Perez is leading from Verstappen, 6.8 seconds behind, who is just car managing to the end. We have George Russell chasing down Fernando Alonso, trying to stay within that 5-second gap. Hamilton on the medium tyre, who he'll take a P5, to be fair, I think. It's not been a great weekend at the office for him. Hasn't felt comfortable whatsoever. Sainz and Leclerc in 6th and 7th. Not a great weekend for them. I mean, they'll be disappointed at that. And I think if you're Ferrari fans, I would be too. Ocon and Gasly, a much better showing this week. Ocon avoiding a year's worth of penalties this time around. Shows what he is able to do if he doesn't pick those up. Magnussen in 10th. 40 old lap hard tyres, Magnussen. And pulling away from Yuki Tsunoda. That's not too bad from them. Hang on. Oh, so Alonso's engineer just came on the radio and just said, we think we're okay for our 5 seconds, but try and increase that gap just so that we are sure. So Alonso's now getting a move on this last lap. Which we are, as Perez is 6.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen. So keep an eye on that interval there between Russell and Alonso, as it has now got over 5 seconds. If Alonso gets that gap to over 5 seconds, then he has got his 100th podium, guys. So, but yeah, Tsunoda, he's had a really good race today. He does deserve that points finish, to be honest. Hulkenberg, once again, having a good qualifying, but not able to convert it in the race in P12. Zhou 13th, De Vries 14th, Sargent 15th. Terrible day at the office for the McLarens. But Piastri is ahead of Norris on 47 old lap hard tyres. Bearing in mind, guys, it's a 50-lap race. He's taken the whole race on one set of hard tyres. Wow. And as we approach the last corner, Perez comes round the last corner, down the main straight, and he is your 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix winner. What a result for Perez. What a result. He held off Verstappen. Verstappen in P2, getting a fastest lap at the very end. That extra point, which will matter, of course, at the end of the season. And Alonso comes round the last corner. He has a over. Does he maintain that 5-second gap? He does indeed. Alonso maintains that 5-second gap to Russell, and regardless of a 5-second time penalty, whether it was taken or not, will maintain and get his 100th podium. Oh, Hamilton comes home in 5th position. Sainz and Leclerc in 6th and 7th. Bit of a poor day at the office from the Ferraris, as we said. Ocon and Gasly in 8th and 9th. I think it's fair to say that Magnussen is going to pick up the last point in P10. Yuki Tsunoda in P11. Hulkenberg P12. Zhou in P13. De Vries 14th. Piastri is pulling away from Logan Sargent in 15th. He's going to go the whole race on one set of hard tyres. I still can't believe that, guys. That is absolutely unreal. And is Logan Sargent going to be overtaken by Norris on the last corner? Has he got the toe, Norris, as they come down the start-finish straight? DRS open, and Sargent just holds on to 16th position from Norris, and Bottas finishes in a lap down in 18th position. Albon is your second retiree, with Stroll retiring first. So there we go, guys. That is the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Once again, if I'm being honest, not an amazing race. Not an amazing race, if you ask me. I think up until maybe the safety, it started to fizzle out around Stroll did the safety car. And then the safety car came out, and then it got a bit interesting again, and then it fizzled out pretty quickly. But Fernando Alonso, 2 podiums, 2 third positions in 2 races, guys. Perez switching around the positions this time with Verstappen. A great performance from Perez. I think he warrants an opportunity at going for this title if he is given the chance. But we'll see. But let's do a quick poll and let's see who your driver of the day is. Oh, hang on. We just want to say I really appreciate everyone who has stopped by today. If you can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, much appreciated. We hit our PB of over 2,000 viewers today. So, yeah, much appreciated. So, let's have a quick driver of the poll. Come on, where's the poll? Start a poll. Driver of the day. So, I think I kind of know who this is going to be. I'm not going to say who I think it will be, but Max Verstappen has got 26% of the votes. Oh, Christian Horner just comes on the radio and just absolutely loves it, doesn't he? Who else are we saying? I don't really know who a fourth would be. I don't know who a fourth would be. Who would be fourth driver of the day? Maybe Leclerc. Is the only other one who made moves, I think. Maybe Yuki Tsunoda, but he finished 11th. So let me know who you think driver of the day is, guys. Fernando again on the podium, yeah. Car of the day, Red Bull Racing driver, Alonso or Checo. I think Perez, personally, for me, is our driver of the day. I know Verstappen has gone from 15th position to 2nd, and it's mad to say that a driver like Max Verstappen, a drive like that doesn't get driver of the day. I just think the manner and the circumstances that Perez had to deal with today, and especially with being under pressure of, he knows that if Max gets even within like 3 seconds of him, he's probably going to get a call to let him by. The fact that he maintained that gap, he answered Alonso, he managed the safety car restart, and saw it across the line like he did, just having an answer to every single one of Max's laps, I thought was a very, very professional drive. So you could argue Piastri, 49 laps. He went the whole race pretty much on one set of tyres. I mean, the only reason why it's not getting more from me in regards to driver of the day is because he finished 15th. He didn't do an Alex Albon in Australia last year where he went the whole race pretty much on one set of tyres and picked up a point. I mean, if he did that, then it'd be driver of the day for sure. But He aced the restart, Ryan. Yeah, a solid weekend from Perez, and yeah, it's a drive. Oh my, mate, they've just shown Sergio go up to the Red Bull team, right? Hug him, and Josh Verstappen, Max's dad, is standing right there, face like thunder. Face like thunder. That was quite funny. Agree, Piastri is a go. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a great drive from Piastri. To do that takes some skill, and unless you're very adaptable, you don't do that. You don't do that. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subbed notification-wise. Quite a few to catch up on. Anderson, Gurpreet, Nick, Christian, Natuli, Jens, Sarah, Fonda, Tutsi, Navneet, Robert, Pranav, Kabir, David, Michael, Jan, Kay, Super. Too many to go through. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subbed. Much appreciated. So, why did Piastri not change his tyres? I don't actually know, David, and it's a question I'd really like to have answered, because I think they miss an opportunity with Piastri. I think they could have got him. I mean, did they have... Hang on, let me just have a quick look. Hang on. I could answer my own question here. Okay, so Piastri had... Oh, okay, so the reason why Piastri was kept on one set of tyres is because he only had... So he had one set of mediums, which he started the race on. He was forced to pit straight away, and they had only one set of hard tyres to use. So he had 4 set of used tyres, soft used tyres to use. So he would have had to have made another pit stop after the safety car to put on another set of used tyres. So now I understand. It's because they didn't have the tyre allocation left. I thought maybe they had another set of hard tyres available, or at least another set of mediums, but they didn't. So it just would have been not worth it in regards to pit loss time. If there was another safety car, I think he would have come in definitely and gone onto a set of soft tyres. But so thanks, Jam. No, much appreciated, buddy, and thank you to everyone who has stopped by today. Really appreciate it. Do I think Sergio Perez to compete with Max for World Championship in the future? So there's the only way this happens is if there's performances like today. If Max was starting first, or let's say he was even second on the grid with Sergio, I don't think they'd ever be allowed to fight. I just don't think. I think it's quite clear there's a number one driver, which is Max Verstappen, and then there's going to be... He needs scenarios like today where he's able to get out up front by quite a margin and then just maintain that gap so that the call doesn't come through for him to let Max through. And he needs some reliability issues from Max to get himself ahead in the championship to warrant, look, I'm the guy you need to put all your eggs in the basket for now. Max isn't going to be able to do that. I just don't see there ever being a scenario again where it's like Sebastian Vettel, Mark Webber days early on in Red Bull where they was able to fight for the championship. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Not while Christian Horner is there, Helmut Marko, and especially while Max Verstappen is there. So, how do you run out of tyres? So they have, throughout the whole course of the weekend, a certain set of allocation of tyres. How many they use during practice is up to them, based upon their strategy that they want to use for the weekend. Also, qualifying as well. Some tyres are carried over from qualifying. So during practice, you don't want to go out and use all of the soft tyres and just do runs on soft tyres, because then you'll have none left for the race on the weekend. So that's why practice is important as well. Lots of people don't tune into practice, but seeing what teams and what drivers have what tyres left remaining is another element to F1. So for DNFs then maybe. Hamilton Rosberg situation. No, it will never be allowed to get like that. It will never be allowed to get like that. So I think Max is ahead by 1 point for getting the fastest lap today. Yes, I think he is, yeah. Yeah, and as we know, especially if a season that came as close as Lewis and Max, there was plenty of times there where Checo came in and stole fastest lap and took a point away from Lewis Hamilton, which would have made all the difference. So those fastest laps are important when it comes to the end of the season, guys. Sergio Perez is good in street races compared to Max Verstappen. Yeah, he is like the street king, isn't he? We go to Australia next in a couple of weeks' time. Is a street circuit technically, isn't it? Technically speaking, Albert Park, isn't it? So, has Perez made a point to Red Bull today? Should they make it more democratic? No, I still don't think. Unfortunately, he has made a point to Red Bull today. Max still fought his way up to seconds, which you kind of expect him to do, to be fair, in how quick of a car he's got. But he needs like at least another 5, 6, 7 races like that, where he's able to stand there and make a point. So nothing's being said in the cool-down room at the moment, I think. Let's just have a quick listen. All very calm between them all. Winning a race is not easy. No, it's not. Especially when you've got Max Verstappen chasing you down. In a very, very fast car. Why is Max Verstappen boycotting the end of race procedures? Is he? Is he? I don't think he is. He's there in the cool-down room now. Perez has done this in the past. Yeah, what's the decision with Alonso's penalty? Is he keeping the podium? Yeah, if you have a look here, guys, so if you're wondering if Alonso keeps his podium, even if for some reason they hadn't served their 5-second time penalty in the pit stops, he finished 5.1 seconds ahead of George Russell. So he would still have finished ahead of George after that penalty. So he will be fine and has retained his podium, his 100th podium of the season. Sorry, not the season. Of his career, guys. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. As always, as is tradition on these watch-alongs, we will have a look at Twitter and see what is occurring. What are people's opinions? What are the memes? What are the immediate reactions to F1, to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? So, Missed Apex podcast, which I am a panelist of, guys. So if you listen to any F1 podcasts out there, give these guys a follow. I'm a long-time listener, and I'm now a panelist on them. So not on the race review tonight, but I am on. I'll be on plenty of race reviews this season and other shows as well. So if you drive on the inside, it makes it harder for someone to overtake. James Wells may as well give interviews via Telegram or Morse code. Yeah, his line was a bit poor, guys, a bit poor. The expectations are increased from Alonso, definitely. But it should be 10-second penalty, right, for serving wrong penalty. No, because what will happen is that it's a 5-second time penalty that they have to serve throughout the race. Otherwise, it's added to the end of the race. So if they have to take the onus is on the teams to not touch the car for 5 seconds within a pit stop, if that's when they want to serve it. They're totally within their right to touch the car straight away and go, we'll just add that on at the end of the race. So if it so be it happens that someone with the stopwatch has timed it and then gone, actually, I think we was a little bit on the mark there by the time the pit crew touched the car, which has happened. Other teams have, I think it was Esteban Ocon last race in Bahrain. He had to still serve that 5-second time penalty because they touched the car before the 5 seconds was up. So it's like he had to serve it twice. But officially only got it served once. So it's a long season. We still need to wait to see what the updates to the cars will be later in their own World Championship. Yeah. So F1, please sort out the audio sync issues on your onboards. Yeah, heard a few people complaining about that in the chat. That's a pretty decent setup. So let's go to F1. Or Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. That's where we'll get all the memes and stuff come through. Hey, Chico. Who said it? Checo, king of the streets. He runs these streets, guys. He runs these streets. Great. It was a great winner. For 100 podiums for that. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the cars he used to race in. Wow. Back in the day, eh? Race winner, champion, racer, winner, champion, Padre, Centurion. 100 podiums. Fair play to him. Who would have thought we'd see a back-to-back podium from Fernando Alonso, though, in an Aston Martin? Wow. From here, Max will not stop Checo. Team stop Verstappen to hunt on Perez. I don't think so, Co. He actually didn't have an answer to Perez's pace. I mean, he was slightly quicker. I think about a tenth every 2 laps quicker than Checo. But he started to get reliability issues or worries about reliability of his car. So the last 5 laps, he just dialed it back a bit. Knew he wasn't going to catch Sergio and would just much prefer to save the parts on the car. I mean, the day before in the day's drive shaft issue caused him to not make it out of Q2. So P6 and P7 for Charles Leclerc. Yeah, not a good race from them. Not a good race. Drivers checking their mirrors right now. Sergio. Surely happy for Alonso is the man that stopped Schumacher back in the day after all. He was, yeah, I remember that. I'm old enough to say that I do remember watching that. Too early? Why is it when an F1 season happens, it's always use free? His last lap, though, yeah. Yeah, charging the battery up and then gone, sod it, we'll go for it, in the 31s. What happened to Stroll? Unfortunately, Stroll had an engine issue, started to smoke out the back. They told him to retire, and he pulled out a safety car for that reason. Lando and Oscar fighting each other because they're too slow to fight anyone else. Oh, hang on. I'm just looking at Fernando Alonso's pit stop. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. So I got my wires crossed, guys. When it came to, I got my wires crossed. So if you incorrectly serve the penalty, you then get an added 10-second penalty for that incorrectly served penalty. That's what happened with Esteban Ocon last time around. Alonso's rear jack, guys, and I hate to say this, I think he's going to lose his podium because his rear jack, the guy was touching the car. He definitely put it under the car. Now, he didn't lift the car, but he definitely put it under the car. And I think for that reason, he's going to get a 10-second time penalty, which means if we just minimize this and look at the intervals, that will mean that 5 seconds. So he will finish, I think he'll still stay ahead of Hamilton. Yeah, because 5.1, yeah. He'll stay ahead of Hamilton, so he'll finish 4th, but Russell will be promoted to a podium position. I think that's what's going to happen. Why is it paused? It's stopped. The race is finished. Dr. Stone. So, hey, Bryce, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I think he's going to... I think that's a 10-second time penalty, unfortunately, guys. I think that's a 10-second time penalty for incorrectly serving a penalty. Basically, exactly what happened with Esteban Ocon in the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's not Alonso's fault. It's the team's fault. But yeah, I think that's what it is. So, but they didn't. Well, they did, David. They did the rear jack of the car. So the guy that props the car up at the back, his car was touching. He was touching it. He didn't lift the car up, but it's definitely in position. And I think they deemed that as touching the car. Nothing's supposed to touch the car for that 5 seconds. I thought if you go for serving that, but don't serve it, like it's less than 5 seconds, then it just means it's added on at the end. I didn't realise it was like mandatory for him to serve in the pit stop. So yeah, it's harsh, but them's the rules, guys. Them's the rules. So let's scroll down. Here we go. So if you want to follow, guys, any F1 data Twitter pages who break down all of the data and put it together for us normies who aren't that technically sound when it comes to analysing data, follow F1 Data Analysis. He is the best in the game. So, his thoughts on the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Red Bull was unmatched. Another 1-2 with one car starting 15th. Yeah. Aston was clearly the second best car. They even improved compared to Bahrain. Yeah, I have to agree there. Really thought the Mercedes would catch Fernando Alonso at the end of the race on those used hard tyres, but he just continued to pull a bit of a gap. So, Ocon took every penalty possible last week. Yeah, he did, Gabriel. Mercedes got a nice result in the end. Yeah, nothing to shout out about really. How Ferrari went so backwards beyond me. I agree. Ferrari, I'm intrigued to see what people are going to be analysing about Ferrari, because I really thought Leclerc would make more headway. And Alpine up. So, yeah. Sergio Perez wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Verstappen for his second. Yeah. Get ready for another version of this. Oh, wow. Look at the drone footage. That's pretty cool. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Fernando got a penalty. Yeah. Am I racing later, mate? Yeah, I do kind of intend to, yeah. Yeah, I need to check. What time is it? 8:15, James. Sad for Yuki. 2 races in a row, finished 11th, just in the wing of 10th. Yeah, that car just... I'm surprised, Magnussen. So if we just have a look back, guys, I'm surprised Magnussen was able to take those tyres 42 laps and still pull away from Tsunoda once he got past him. That's... Oh, my God. Have they confirmed it? I think they've confirmed it. I think it's been confirmed that Alonso's got a 10-second time penalty. I think that's been confirmed, guys. I think it's been confirmed. Your race is 9-something, I think. Yeah, 9:15, James, I think. I think we're all on the same grid. So, yeah, guys, Fernando Alonso has unfortunately got a 10-second time penalty, which means he loses his 100th podium. And that means George Russell will be promoted to P3 and will, yeah, get the first podium of the year for Mercedes. You can say that, Connor, but it is the rule. It is the rule, unfortunately. So, Ferrari were good in the start of the race, yeah. Yeah, I'm coming off. So, yeah. But there we go, guys. There we go. So let me change this over. So what a race! What a race, eh? Does make me wonder why they weren't able to see that or analyse that penalty or that footage during the race control. Surely they, yeah, it's quite clear that the rear jack makes contact, but why has it taken them until the end of the race to dish this penalty out? Why have they not been able to investigate this before the end of the race so that we get the correct podium? I mean, the engineers were talking about it on the radio like 10 laps before the end. So why, I don't know. Seems a little strange to me. Seems a little strange. Just listening to Sky now. I mean, it is the rules. It's more of how that penalty hasn't been dished out earlier. That's what that's what annoys me. But just about to start the full distance F1 on iRacing. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. I won't be doing that tonight. I've tormented myself enough at Virginia this week. Why didn't Aston Martin tell Alonso so he could have tried and extend the gap? Yeah, I don't get that either, David. I don't get that because it's a 10-second gap. So if they really thought that there was, or maybe they're trying to be coy. Maybe they was trying to be coy and go, oh, well, no one will pick it up. Who knows? But yeah, no, thanks, Ryan. And I just want to say, guys, a big, massive thank you to everyone who has tuned in to the stream today. Of course, it sounds like, unfortunately, some other streams have been hit with a copyright wave. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know the type of content that they specifically put out. Maybe it's just a copy and paste of content from F1. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to do my own thing. Fair use, put my own twist on things, into alternative commentary, different audio, etc., etc. Whereas others I know don't specifically do that, but I'm not going to comment on that too much. But I just want to say a big thank you. We hit a PB in regards to viewership today. Over 2,000 of you tuned in, and that's definitely a PB, and God knows amount of subs as well. So yeah, big thank you, guys. Alonso unfortunately has finished in P4. Our podium is Perez. Thoroughly well-deserved win. My driver of the day, if you ask me. And we also have Max Verstappen in P2 coming his way through the field from 15th position. Never in doubt, was it? So let's have a quick look in the poll and see exactly who was driver of the day. I kind of had a feeling that Verstappen would probably get the majority of the vote. He did come from 15th. I just think the professional drive of Perez today, having to cope with the pressure of probably so many things running through his head of Max being behind him, and if Max gets within 3 seconds, he's going to be told to let him pass. I think he coped with it. Everything that was thrown at him today. But yeah, big thank you, guys. Have a lovely rest of your evening, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. I will be back, of course, this week doing my own sim racing streams, F1 streams, and we will be back for the Australian Grand Prix as well. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Love you all, and see you soon. Bye.